Hi, thank you for joining me for day 23 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch has been created by Shannon Colburn Blinn. And as you can see in the top right hand corner, this sketch is a double page layout. Both sides are fairly similar, but I am focusing on the right hand side and I've rotated it through 180 degrees, so my title will go at the bottom of the layout. So you can see here, I wanted somewhere to rest my photos on, so I just took two of my Distress Oxide inks. The first one was Scattered Straw and the second one was Speckled Egg, and dragged those across the page just to create a mat for my photos. I'm using the 49er Market Spectrum Gardenia for these photos, and they're pictures of a family trip out to Anglesey, which is right on the tip of North Wales, and we went to the Sea Shanty Cafe. If you've been watching my videos this series, on day 6 I did actually document a trip to the same cafe with Mum and Dad. And when we were there, I said to my mum, I bet I end up bringing the kids and Ross here. Well, sure enough, we did. So just over a week later, we all went back. It's just such a beautiful place. Highly recommend it. My friend Helen Ding, who's here on YouTube, go and check her out. She recommended it in one of her videos, and I thought, oh gosh, yeah, that looks like a nice place. So we went. So you can see I've matted my 6 photos on the stripy black and white paper from the Gardenia collection. These photos have been printed on a 6x4 photo paper, so they are 2x2, and that works really nicely for a series of photos. And if you've been watching me for a while, you will have seen me doing this before. I've done three and three photos like this, but these are a little bit more spread apart. And I did struggle a little bit. I decided I wanted to use this Today piece across the middle, which is one of the cut-off strips from the papers. And because it's such a bright red, and a lot of the colours in this collection are pastel, with the pastel blues and pinks and lilacs, I really struggled to make those colours match with this red. With hindsight, I think I would have put something different across the middle of the paper, but I'd started and I was determined and it was glued down. So I'm going to rock with it, and you'll see my struggles in a while. But I chose this rub-on that says time, together time, and I thought that worked really nicely for these photos of me and my family. And now I'm going to go through the ephemera pieces and pull some bits out that I think will match. You can see there's a small ampersand sticker there in the bottom right hand corner of that photo of Amelia, and that's actually an old Studio Calico sticker, a sheet that I was trying to use up, and I have finally used up with this layout. And now I'm pulling out some of the Insta frames to see if they will work behind the photos. And you can see I'm pulling out the pinks and lilacs, which would work really nicely with these photos had I not put that red strip down the middle, but I just can't get past it. I'm really not enjoying these colours with that red. They do go, because obviously they're part of the collection and some of the papers have the red with these colours, but to me, I don't know whether it was the ink that I put down as my shelves or what it was, but I just could not get this to work. So shortly I'll be pulling all these pieces away, and I'm going to focus on the reds, greens and browns and blacks, and then the blue obviously that I've got in the top right hand corner with that ampersand. So here I am pulling those bits away. At first I'm thinking about using that is it a viewfinder, the dial thing, but it was too big to go behind the photo. So now I'm just focusing on pulling out little bits and pieces. So I've got that tab at the top of the first photo. I'm pulling out the printables that we sell at Hey Little Magpie, and punching out some of the 1-inch circle pieces to dot around the page. I will add an epoxy Flair button to one of those as well, just to create some different textures on the layout. But these are just perfect for adding little bits and pieces around your page. So first of all, the 1-inch circles, and then I am going to cut out one of the labels as well, and that will tuck behind the left hand side of that first photo, top left. And these all just add a little bit of something to the layers behind the photos and bring everything to life. So just trimming around that, and then that gets tucked behind there. So now I've pulled out this border strip from the laser cut pieces, and I'm thinking I want to add that a little bit around the page. At first I added it to the bottom of this photo, but then I realised that everything is along the bottom of all those 3 photos, and I don't like that. I like to have different directions of things going around the page, so I switched that up to the right hand side. I found this Hello Happiness piece, which I thought worked really nicely with the title. And this is a little bread tag. Do you remember those? The bread used to be tied up with these plastic tags. So that was from the laser cut piece as well. And then just pulled out some tickets and things too. I switched out that bottom right hand corner red circle for one of our actual Flair badges that says magical. I just thought it was nice again to have the different heights and textures on the layout. So rather than having all punched out pieces, I used that. And then this stamp I used, I think yesterday on the layout. It's from the LE Studio Thankful set, and it just sits nicely inside that tab, and it just says the best. So this first photo is a selfie that I took of us all in the car. Wasn't a great start to the journey. It's a 2-hour journey, and there was a lot of traffic around the Runcorn Bridge, which is local to us, so we just had to wait for that to clear. But it wasn't too bad after that. Quite heavy around Llandudno, if you know the area. But I think it took 2.5 hours in the end, so not too bad at all. So just starting to glue the bits and pieces down now. I'm going straight flat to the page with these photos because I want to layer things on top and around. So I thought that was probably easiest. And you can see I'm taking my cutter bee scissors and distressing the edges of each of these as I stick them down. So try not to bring the glue right to the edges because I know I'm going to tuck bits in and around. But I want it glued down enough that they're not going to all curl up. It's a fine balance for sure. So just sticking that bread tag down. And then this ticket, because those stickers are already stuck down. Both of those are from that Studio Calico sticker sheet that I was talking about. So that's the top row done now. Well, I say done, I will bring in some more embellishments, but it's the start of it, so it was nice. Like I say, I did struggle with this. I don't know whether it was the gaps I had between the photos, so finding little bits to embellish each of the photos took its time. But I'm really pleased with how it turned out in the end. It all came together. And it's a gorgeous sketch. I should certainly be reaching for this again and trying a different way of doing it. I think it would be nice turning it through 90 degrees actually and having the vertical strip down the centre of the page with the photos on either side. There's a thought. I might try that soon. So just continuing to embellish around the page, tucking this ticket behind. And I've cut it in half because it was going to be tucked behind that photo. I thought I may as well keep the other half, and I will use that at the top of the page later on in the process. And I love this banner that just says "So Fabulous." It really was a fabulous day. So continuing to go around, glue everything down, distress the edges. And this is a great way to use a series of photos. It was just a day out and I didn't want it to take up too much room in our album, but obviously wanted to document all the things. So this was a brilliant way of getting all those photos down without taking up too much album space. So you will have seen there I glued that strip down and then realised I hadn't distressed the edges, so just pulled it off to distress them and glued it back down again. So finally onto that last photo. So once again distressing those edges and then getting it stuck down. And again, I'm going to cut this ticket in half because there was no point in using all of it when I was going to be hiding most of it behind the photo. So you can see I've offset each of those photos. They're all slightly at an angle, different heights, and that creates the dimension and interest across the page that I enjoy so much. So just gluing this piece down that says the story of today. I think that was from the ephemera pack. And then Hey Little Magpie Flair badge that says magical. And now coming in with these puffy heart stickers. Again, these are stickers that we sell at Hey Little Magpie. And just pulling out the reds, yellows and blues and greens. to just dot around the page, and that really starts to bring those colours around the page. Adding a bit more glue there because that red tag wasn't quite stuck down in the corner of the photo. So now seeing what else I can use, and I just cut a tiny strip of paper just to add underneath that photo of Amelia. I just felt it needed something but didn't want to bring another ephemera piece in, so just a little shelf of paper worked nicely there. So now that's that half red ticket that I'd mentioned that I'd used on that bottom left hand photo. I'm just going to tuck that under that photo of Ross, James and Amelia. And again, it's bringing something into the bottom, bringing that pop of red right the way across the page. This is a stamp that I pulled from the laser cut elements, and I decided to cut it diagonally in half so that I could use this half here on the photo of James, and then the other half I'm going to use underneath that magical Flair badge at the bottom right hand corner. And it's a great way of stretching a stash, just working out which parts of the element you want to show and then cutting it accordingly. These are the new fabric tags from the Bits and Pieces collection at Hey Little Magpie. I've cut this one in half so that I can use it twice. You can fold them around your photo as well, but I wanted this just to sit on that photo of Ross and I on the bottom right hand corner. I'm trying it in various places, but decide that it's best at the bottom there. They are prone to fraying a little bit, but I just pulled those frayed bits off and it works nicely. Or you could add a bead of glue across the top if you're worried about it fraying. Now this is that Studio Calico sticker sheet, so I've used everything apart from one that says thank you, I think. I know I'm not going to use that, so that's been disposed of now. Very nice to get another sticker sheet out of that drawer that I've got with all my bits and pieces in. And this is the other piece of that laser cut border strip, and I decided to add it to that bottom left hand photo just to extend the line there, like I've extended the line on the top row of photos with the Hello Happiness sticker. So I start putting my title across the middle here, and I'm going to put the Sea Shanty Cafe Part 2, but it didn't work at the middle, so you can see me here just bringing it down to the bottom, and I'm using those gorgeous Doodle Bug puffy stickers. You get so many on a sheet, they're fabulous. I think I did actually use these on my Day 6 layout as well. So now adding my journaling across the bottom, and I've just put, I'd had such a wonderful time with Granny and Grandpa the previous week. I said we'd all go back during half term. We went down on Saturday, another glorious day of sunshine. So that's the journaling, and now I'm just going to go around and add a few more bits and pieces. I spotted this half green ticket, so decided to tuck that behind the brown one up at the top there. And then I've got these gorgeous black enamel hearts that I wanted to add a couple around the page. Don't like it there, so move it down to the bottom there. And then I come in with these gorgeous black matte dots that we've got at Hey Little Magpie, just to bring some black around the page. Rather than adding black splatters, I decided that these would be really nice. So just dotting those around. And then to bring in a slightly bigger black element, I'm coming in with my favourite whole reinforcer punch from We Are Memory Keepers, and just adding 3 of those around the page. Again, just to bring that black around, and it makes all the other colours really pop. And you can see the layout's really starting to come together now with all these little bits and pieces being added. So now I'm going to cover each of my photos just with some scrapbook card and come in with my gold watercolour paint and add some small gold splatters in between each of the photos and on either side at the ends around the journaling as well. So just using a fine paintbrush so that it's just small splatters that I get there. Not too much through the middle, concentrating mainly around those photos. So now that's done, I decide that I want to add yet more. So I'm coming in with some of the gorgeous embroidered flowers that we sell in the bits and pieces at Hey Little Magpie. And this is just bringing those colours around the page yet again. So a little yellow one there, an orange and white one at the bottom left-hand side here. That's those down. And then these are the other style of embroidery flowers that we've got, and this red one works nicely, obviously, to bring the red in. And then one of our tiny puffy stars at the top here. So just moving that black enamel dot out of the way to add that, and that's a lovely green. And finally, I wanted to bring in some seagulls. There are so many seagulls on the coast in the UK, so definitely wanted to bring some of those in. So these are from JD3DPrint, available on our Etsy store or at Hey Little Magpie. And once those are down, that finishes the layout. So please do check the description box down below. I will add the details for Shannon, who provided the beautiful sketch for us, and also the playlist of everybody else who's playing along with this lovely hop. Thanks to Christie for creating this. I'm enjoying it so much. I can't believe how far we are through the month now, just 7 more days to go. Roller date stamp, and that finishes it. Thanks again. See you tomorrow. Bye.